The Michigan GOP held their nominating
Yes.
event out in Novi this weekend, and they have selected, according to the delegates here in the state, who they choose to endorse, and that is Anthony Forlini. He joins us next on JR Morning. So delegates from all over the state gathered this past weekend to talk about who they would be putting their support behind. And for the position of Secretary of State, they have chosen Anthony Forlini, the clerk in Macomb County, to be that next leader for the Republican Party in the Secretary of State. And Anthony Forlini joins us to talk about it. Tony, good morning to you.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Lloyd. How are you guys?
We are well.
We're well. Let's talk about what it means for you, what it means for the party to be able to move this event up, have the delegates come down and have their voices heard early in the process.
Well, I think this is I personally think it's an excellent thing because it gives the citizens of the state of Michigan more time to vet the candidates, more time to understand who it is that is running. It's not a sprint at the very end, and so I think this is a positive thing. I think for both parties. So,
and you said experience hasn't always been that advantage at these conventions. What did you do differently to kind of convince these delegates that experience actually matters?
Well, I think that the delegates were ready to move forward with who was electable come November, and look at, all right, who do you want as your Secretary of State? Somebody with some experience, somebody that's been an elected official, somebody that is talking to the average person as opposed to just a very specific microcosm of our society. So I think that this is what came out the adult in the room just, hey, let's go there and let's win in November.
How much of a factor is what the president is doing, what his administration is doing, what Congress is doing impact your messaging to the people of Michigan? How does that jive?
Well, understand the Secretary of State's position is really you're being brought in to take care of a very large organization within the state. So it's not, to me, I don't look at it as a political position. I know it is, but I don't look at it that way. I look at it as, hey, listen, I'm hired just like the county clerk of Macomb. I'm hired to do a job. I'm hired to deliver a service. I'm not doing it in a partisan fashion. I'm doing it in a way that resonates with the people. When they come into the office, the lines are short, the service is friendly. When they call our office, there's no voicemail. Those are the things I think the average person is looking for. Just get elected and get in there and get it done. And that's what I'm known for. So I think that's what really resonated with the delegates anyhow. And I think that resonates with the people on the street.
I know you pointed to training more than 700 election workers and watermarking ballots. Is there something you've done in Macomb County that you believe should become a standard statewide?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I believe all the things we did in Macomb should be brought out statewide. I think we need more boots on the ground in order to bring believability back to elections, in order to have people feel good about their elections. You need eyes out there. You need people that are trained. You need educated professionals. Because, when we trained all these people, not all of them were hired to be workers, but some of them ended up being poll watchers, but they respected the process that we were going through, and they knew what was happening on the other side. So there wasn't a mystery. There was an understanding. And if somebody was doing it wrong, they may have been called out because they were doing it wrong. But isn't that what we want to do? We want to do the right thing, not to be called out for doing the right thing and because there's a misunderstanding, but because they understand the law and they understand what needs to happen. And I think that's what is so critical. That, the watermark paper, all these things we did was to bring back some integrity, some transparency to elections, and that's what we're going to bring to Lansing.
Anthony Forlini, the clerk in Macomb County, get a big boost certainly going in here to the primary season. Appreciate your time as always. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, you got it.